Let's do the trivia question in advance of today's draft. Next quarterback to get his first ring. And the quarterbacks who have won a Super Bowl in the top 20 highlighted there. Only 6 of the quarterbacks in the top 40 countdown have won a Super Bowl. Who is next? And here's the question, Chris. Who was the last starting quarterback to lose a Super Bowl before winning his first one? Who was the last to lose a Super Bowl before finally winning his first?
Oh, man. I know I'm going to know this, and this is going to drive me crazy. Who is the last one to do that? Man, is the last one to do that John Elway?
You think da-da-da-da. I don't know that we play the music anymore, but yes. Yes,
Wow.
You are correct. It was John Elway. He lost, what, how many did he lose? 2 or 3 before he finally won? 3 before he finally won. From 0-3 to 2-3, not a bad way to cap your career. All right, you're up.
Man, okay. That's actually an amazing stat, really. And it tells you how hard it is to overcome losing a Super Bowl sometimes. I mean, that's the perfect example. All right. To me, I got to go Lamar Jackson here. One, of course, I think he's incredibly talented and one of the 5 best quarterbacks in the league. But, part of this exercise, too, to me is, you got to pick the team, right? And Baltimore is still a team that I look at and go, as long as everything goes as planned and, there's not a COVID-19 outbreak on the Ravens or anything like that, I think that team is still going to be one of the more exceptional ones in football this year. So I look at him as being that guy that's first on this list for me.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. They were the best team in the regular season last year. They mishandled, arguably, or actually, that Week 17 extra bye, de facto bye, and I think they were a little bit unprepared, a little bit stale, a little bit sluggish on that Saturday night against the Titans. Otherwise, maybe he would have gotten his first ring this year. I'm going to stay in the conference. I'm going to slide down to the AFC South. And it's amazing to me how all of a sudden the Texans aren't really being taken all that seriously. And I know it has a lot to do with trading DeAndre Hopkins. But look, it doesn't mean they're going to win their first ring this year, right? It may be a couple years before one of these guys gets his first ring. And I'm going to go Deshaun Watson. I think they're building something. I think he's getting better every year. I think he's being overlooked. I think the Texans, even though they keep finding a way to get back to the playoffs, they continue to be overlooked. They continue to have a low bar. There continues to be this perception of dysfunction. I think they're quietly putting something together where they can be a team that in a division that sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. Maybe you fatten up your record to the point where you get the number 1 seed, learn how to hold a lead in the playoffs. Deshaun Watson keeps getting better and better. I'm going to go with him. Now, I would have gone with Lamar Jackson if you'd gotten the question wrong, but I think the clear number 2 in my mind is Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, you're right. The only thing I questioned there was just about when are they a Super Bowl caliber team, and they're very close. I mean, you explained it perfectly. I mean, you really did. And yes, in that AFC South, yeah, maybe the rosters on the Colts and the Tennessee Titans are a little bit better than the Houston Texans, certainly. But when it comes Sunday, the best player on the field in those games in the AFC South will be number 4. That's for sure. And that's a great equalizer. So I hear you there. All right, man, I'm really stuck in this one. I don't know what to do here. Man, I think I'm going to go with Carson Wentz. We're not counting Carson Wentz getting the ring, right? That doesn't count, right? Okay.
No. That was a Phil Simms, Jeff Hostetler ring 3 years ago.
Right. That's right.
You're not going to react to that?
Are you trying to say that my dad didn't earn that damn Super Bowl ring? What a jerk you are.
Are you trying to say Carson Wentz didn't earn the Super Bowl ring 3 years ago? He was the MVP of the league up until he tore his ACL.
You're right. He is. He's a big part of it. I mean, actually, the story between him and my father is very similar. It really is. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Wentz. One, yes, I think this is an incredible talent. The only thing that I think is holding him back is maybe some of the leadership stuff that we heard about a little bit last year. But I think just my belief in the Eagles and Doug Peterson and Howie Roseman and their ability to build and coach the team the right way. They're another team I'm going to look at. I think they're going to continue to stay relevant. They make the right moves. I like everything about them. And I think Wentz is still getting better and better, and I think he's already special. So I'm going to go with him.
All right, my next pick is a guy who doesn't have a whole lot of opportunities to win his first ring. He was extremely close to it a few years ago. He finished in your top 10, one spot behind Carson Wentz, and that's Matt Ryan of the Falcons. And in a year where there's all this obsession about Drew Brees and Tom Brady, combined age of 84 when they meet week 1, and it's the Saints or the Buccaneers that's going to win that division, well, maybe they cancel each other out. And maybe the Falcons, who have a very low bar, and they have earned that low bar in recent years. They finished the year 6-2. They have a positive vibe going. They still have Julio Jones. They still have Calvin Ridley. They're trying to beef up the defense. Matt Ryan is still Matt Ryan. And again, he doesn't have a whole lot of opportunities left. He's now 35, but I would not be shocked if they give us a little bit of a Back to the Future 2016 type of a season this year where they emerge from the NFC South as the dominant team while the Saints and the Buccaneers are worried about trying to jockey for a wild card berth, Chris.
Yeah, Mike, I'm with you. They're one of those teams that is like a little bit of the under the radar, I would say, watch out, sleeping giant type of team because we all recognize there's talent on their football team on both sides of the ball. And, yeah, the quarterback's really good. And, of course, we know the coaching staff is worthy of bringing the team deep into the playoffs and being competitive that way. But, yeah, their big thing is can they just stay freaking healthy? If they can stay healthy, you're right. I think we're all forgetting about the Falcons. I think their team is every bit as talented as Tampa Bay down there, who we're all kind of anointing one of the kings of the NFC. And, of course, we know the Saints are really good, but I'm with you. Don't forget about the Atlanta Falcons. All right. Man, this is a tough one because, there's a part of me like I maybe think about Phillip Rivers because I think there's a possibility he could get that in the next year or two. But I'm going to go with Chris Sims' bias here. I'm picking Jimmy Garoppolo. I am because I'm going to pick Kyle Shanahan and that team and John Lynch and everything that goes along with Jimmy Garoppolo. Very close this year. We know that. Was it his best Super Bowl performance or best game he played all year? Certainly not Jimmy Garoppolo. We know that as well. But I just have the tremendous faith in Shanahan, the system, the players around him. And I think we all forget sometimes that last year was really Jimmy Garoppolo's first year as a full starter, and he will get better. So I think all those things taken into account, I'm going with Garoppolo.
This is a topic that I want to delve into more deeply in PFTOT today. You'll be able to find that at the website, at the YouTube channel. It'll be the PFTOT, PFTPM podcast, but specific point about Garoppolo and the 49ers for 2020. I don't know that I would have gone Garoppolo because, again, I don't know that the 49ers are going to be in position to win it all this year. I think it's too hard to do. There's only been 2 teams ever that have won the Super Bowl the year after losing the Super Bowl. And I think by the time they win a Super Bowl, it may be a different quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers.
I hear you. It's risky.
I think it's up or out this year for Jimmy G. But nevertheless, my pick, and look, again, Just so we're clear, it doesn't mean that you're likely to win it this year. Of all the guys who have never won a ring at the quarterback position, the likely to win the next one, and I'm doing it, a guy who's never started an NFL game, a guy who is stepping in the shoes of Tom Brady, Jarrett Stidham.
Wow.
What are you doing? Jarrett Stidham.
Awesome.
What are you doing there, Max
Good for
Headroom? You want Max Headroom. You were like right. I mean, that was kind of scary. There are children at home watching this, and they are fearful now with that giant head of yours that was right in front of the camera. But I'm going Jarrett Stidham because it's the Patriots. In Bill we trust. It's the system, and he wants to prove, and they all want to prove. There was an item in the Boston Herald within the past week or so where Rodney Harrison talked to Karen Guregian about the reality of what the Patriots will be trying to do this year. They hear the noise. Bill Belichick uses it as motivation. They're going to want to prove they can win without Tom Brady. They're going to want to prove that their system works. And whether it's this year, next year, or the year after that, do we really think the Patriots are just going to disappear just because their 42-year-old quarterback is gone? So give me Jarrett Stidham.
Good for you. I thought when I was getting there, first off, and kids at home, don't mess with my noggin. This thing is dangerous. It's hard as hell. It's got extra layers of bone. It's been hit so many times, okay? But to your like, I
know where you thought I was going.
I thought you might have been going Taysom Hill. And I was about to go like, wow. I thought, was it Taysom Hill? And then I thought maybe you were going to say Kirk Cousins for a second. And I was going to go, he's totally off his rocker today.
I mean, I thought your camera froze or something. I mean, you held that position. That was impressive. But Yeah, I mean, and this just all sets up so perfectly for the Patriots. Everybody's just like pushing them off of the stage. They're going to push their way back onto the stage. All right, we got to take a break because we had to leave some time for just a little look down the past few months before Chris gets his 3 weeks and 1 day break. There are the picks for the next quarterback to get his first ring.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.